It was a good event. I was done with my speech about leadership and management, and I got off the stage in 45 minutes. So there was this guy who approached me, and he goes like, "Hey Sid, how do we make the most of the employee?" And I go like, "Okay, define most. What do you mean by the most?" I want them to work more, late hours every single day, and make sure that they're committed towards achieving the goals and objectives of the company. Like, okay, fine. And what? And I want them to work even on weekends. I want them to work a lot. They're not working a lot. I want to make the most out of the employees. Okay, and how much do you pay them? Is it as per the company's policies? And he goes, "Yes, of course it is as per the company's policies." Then why don't you make them work as per the company's policies, which is not more than 9 hours?
You're listening to 7am Advice with Sid Cisco.
That is up to, the management and rest of the people. And I'm like, of course it has to be on the management, right? You guys are the managers. Yes, we are, but that is, that is a department of HR. That is not under me. I'm into marketing. Of course, you are into the marketing. You have to make sure that you do something for them, right? And then he goes like, yeah, I get the point, yeah. And then he thanked me very gracefully. We talked for like half an hour, and then he left. The amazing thing was that the certain notion that every employee of the company must work in the same specific way, and they must be paid in that same bracket. Like senior level people must get this, L1, L2 employees must get this, and I get it. That is totally fine. But the problem is, the work of marketing and sales is different compared to the work of the finance department. Compare that to a guy in ops, that is the operations. Or compare that to the guy who's doing the work into the maintenance. Every department has its own different set of work ethics, the work description. So how can you make them, pay same? How can you pay them same into that same department? Like when you talk about sales and marketing, they definitely have to work more than 9 or 10 hours. But why do we pay them same as compared to the finance guy who closes the office at 6? That is not fair way to look at the things. That is what I mean. That does not mean that the finance guy are not working properly or they're not being paid properly. They are being paid to do the work which they do. Similarly, marketing and sales is the forefront of your company. If you don't devise the great campaigns, if you don't devise the great activities to promote your company, how are you going to make more sales? So how do you expect them to work 10 hours and 11 hours sometimes and still pay them same, which is like 9 hours compared to that of a finance guy or the HR guy? Like when we talk about making things better for your employees, making things efficient for your employees, customization of the pay skills in every other department is at top of its game. Of course they have the incentives, but those incentives, those perks are only when they achieve the targets. But what if they fail to achieve the targets? Do you have something better for them at that point of time? No. The problem is when you only try to make them result oriented, like you give me this kind of number, you give me this kind of figure, then you get an incentive. The problem with that is the people who fail,
They feel neglected. Even if they can't reach out the numbers, even if they fall short on the numbers, they cannot achieve the target.
they have a limited mindset about providing the incentives only on target base. It's more important to see the improvement of each and every employee. The problem is we don't measure the progress, we measure the success, we measure the results. And the problem with that is that an employee who might have done 4 sales in the last month, he does 5, he does not get any appreciation. He'll be screwed up that he just did 1 extra, which is not as per the company's policies. And furthermore, he might get demotivated just because rest other people are achieving more numbers. So rather than sitting with him and discussing with him and figuring it out that is there anything that we can do to make the things better, we just try to go the opposite way. We just try to incentivize those who perform better. But what about those who may not perform that good? Think about it. Make some frameworks. Think about some plans, some policies that could be made out to these people, right? And don't go strict on them. You just have to know what is the problem. Once you know the problem, only then you can fix it. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is Sid Cisco signing off from the 7 a.m. advice episode of today. This was episode number 3. Let me know into the comment section how it was. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Till then, bye bye and take care.